Nice.
All right, so let's discuss a little bit of the agenda. As all of you guys know, so we're live on Twitch. You guys can go view us there, or you can come in and chat with us via this. But let's start with the community roadmap, right? Frontier family. We did Mafia ranks, guys. So you guys had the opportunity to vote in polls, and the first poll, it was Army and Mafia that came up as the top two. We ran that poll again, and Mafia came out on top. So you made us an offer we can't refuse, if I could say that. But we're now a family, right? We don't have divisions anymore. We have families. We have consigliaries. We have street guys. We got all types of things. The new structure is in the polls in a PDF there. So if you guys want to take a look at that and let us know what you think, if you love it, hate it, it's what the community wanted, and that's what we're going to do. So, website. Hobo, you there with us, buddy? I think Hobo is having some issues, so
I
we'll
can
keep
hear
going.
Hobo and everybody.
Do what?
Can anybody else hear Hobo?
I can't hear Hobo. No.
That's super weird. That I could hear him.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
I just left and came back. So, all right, go ahead, Ben. Sorry, I was talking this whole time. I'm like, why the heck is... Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were having some issues. I was like, all right, well, we'll get going with the agenda. Awesome. So, website, right? I'll let Hobo talk a little bit more about that, but we're looking at getting a website up and getting us all set within the week, guys.
Yeah, hopefully in the next week. Now, so good news and bad news. We are at the point we can report attendance. We're doing some work because I guess it makes it really complex when you can be in a whole bunch of squads and a whole bunch of divisions, or families, I should say. From an attendance tracking and member update perspective, but I can log into the website. There is the OGMS, the Omni Gaming Management System. I can create squads, I can do attendance reports and things, so it's definitely getting there. Taylor, I don't want to get super into detail, but he had some medical issues he had to take care of. Went to the hospital, so he's potentially some delays there for his quick recovery. But I mean, I'm still pretty confident that we're going to make some progress in the next week. The goal is certainly to get to a point where we can have folks start registering on the website. Cool thing about it is there's no username or password creation. You just log into the website with your Discord account. So sign up should take you all of 30 seconds, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty sweet.
That's awesome. Let's get a little bit here on the social medias. So right now, what I have up, right, is we have the Twitch going. We're working on Twitter. We do have a YouTube up. The naming convention will change because when we originally created the Omni Gaming Twitch, we made it Omni Gaming GG, and there's just too many G's in a row, and it looks odd to me, so I don't like it. We're gonna change that. It's probably just gonna be Omni Gaming. We got that takedown approved, and we're waiting on that. So that'll be up and fixed. YouTube is up. Y'all can look at your previous leadership meetings on YouTube. You can look at some of the gaming nights. All of our previous streams get uploaded to YouTube. I don't say VODs on the Twitch, but I do export them to YouTube. So, the Gaming Chef, I'm glad you brought that up. We are looking into Kick, but I haven't had time to do the research on it yet, but we will look into Kick. I'm looking into Kick, I'm looking into TikTok, we're looking into social media stuff. But Savage asked a question, where's the PDF ranks? I will send them to you. I'll send them in the chat here. Let's but I'll get that to you real quick.
I know our my audio apparently wasn't working across the board when you were doing the roadmap item, so I'll circle back to that if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah, so we technically opened this Discord up on June 16th, so we're a little over 2 weeks old. We're at, last I looked, which is a couple minutes ago, 247 members, so pretty happy with the growth. Pretty happy with how far the website's come in 2 weeks. Amazed with how the community's come, how you guys have decided our logo, our structure, our ranks, our theme. I mean, I love the place that the community is built for itself. We're doing some pretty great stuff within the first 3 months. Definitely want to have our first quarterly update where we dive a lot more into detail on where we are as an organization, the growth of it, or loss, absolute transparency in that. Are we getting bigger or smaller? Are we able to set some goals for the community? Are we achieving those goals? Holding our leadership team accountable to the community. So we'll you guys can expect that in about 2.5 months, our first quarterly update. And I think it's probably going to take us a month or two to get what I would call a final version of the website, where all of the rosters, all of the attendance, all of the cool things are working exactly how we want. But like we said, in the next week, we should have a website that is at least good enough to log into and to track attendance, at least for a person's primary squad. So, here we go.
Do you want to speak a little bit on the LLC?
Yeah, we filed our articles of incorporation, or LLC paperwork last week. I expect it before our leadership meeting next Sunday. I expect to have that back. I live in the state of Florida, so we will be the LLC out of the state of Florida.
That's awesome.
And some folks may say, I had a couple questions, and it's a great question. Why would we be an LLC? So I certainly think there's a significant amount of legitimacy that comes with that. When we're engaging with other organizations, with sponsors, if we wanted to reach out to Microsoft or Sony or some game developer, it's not just some guy with a website and a community. It's certainly an organization, one that's accountable for, legally speaking and otherwise. So I think that's certainly going to give us an opportunity to obtain some sponsorships to support our community, support our growth. I guess there's a lot that goes into that, but I don't need to get into the back end details. If anybody has any questions or wants to talk to me about it, I'm happy to sit down in a smaller group and talk through it.
All right. So LLC does bring legitimacy, like limited liability company, right? 247 members, 44 pending onboarding. So we have grown, man. A couple weeks, and we're at that many. That is amazing, guys. Our target audience is not to pull from other organizations. Our target audience is to go out there and get new people. But hey, this is a great start. I'm not complaining or anything. We've had a lot of us have spent a ton of time onboarding, and I'd be curious, for those of you that are new to this community, maybe new to me and Epsy and Hobo and everybody else in this chat, Fireman, how does that make you guys feel, the onboarding process, getting to talk to somebody, up there in the division staff? I'd be curious for some feedback. Hey, how's it feel to talk to, if you wanted to join Destiny, you got the highest ranking Destiny guy is the first and the last person that you meet during your onboarding process. How does that make you guys feel? Give me some feedback on that. It doesn't have to be necessarily right now, but in the future, I'm just kind of curious. So I'll turn it over to somebody else can take next thing on our agenda. I feel like I'm talking a lot.
H, do you have our agenda, right? Do you want to hit the next item?
H, are you there?
Oh. No, she ran
You
away.
can't hear her?
I
No.
cannot.
Leave and come back. I guess they can't hear you like they couldn't hear me. That's weird.
You guys must be sharing Discord channels.
Yeah, not.
Weird.
Yeah. Just leave and come back. Oh, she left. And now she's... Huh? There she is. Okay, invite to speak. Take 2.
Mike and Fireman are getting some love in the chat. Just wanted you guys to point that out if you can't see it. Mike got some pretty high compliments, and Fireman, obviously Savage, says, "Hey, Fireman makes everybody feels good."
Appreciate it.
So, just wanted to point that
Can
out.
you guys hear me now?
Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, so obviously with the onboardings, we still have a lot of people to go through. So if you're in here and you do not have REC after your name, we're looking at you guys. Or other letters, I should say. Typical, I'm not dealing with you. But we want to get you guys onboarded. We want to get you officially in the community, attending practices in an official manner, and make sure that you know what we are all about, and see how we can, help you with your gaming experience, and just make sure you guys are having a great time here. So I'm going to be making a few changes, seeing about adding a note about the onboarding, voice call when you first join the Discord, and things of that nature, and moving those channels up to the top. I know we've had several people who have graciously spent several hours hanging out in the onboarding voice channels. Fireman, Mike, and Vet, thank you guys.
Fell asleep
For
in there the
doing
other
that.
night.
If you ever see anyone in there, feel free to join them. If they don't respond, they probably fell asleep. So, that happens. Yes, typical veteran can confirm he fell asleep in the Discord the other night. So
Actually, I got a message from Peak Master. He was like, "Hey man, are you snoring?" Yeah, yeah, it's me.
So we are working through those. If you guys see anyone that you know is in this Discord and hasn't gone through the onboarding yet, feel free to reach out to them. Let's try and work. If you guys can help us, that would be great, to get them connected with us so that we can knock them out, and not in a mean way, but knock out their onboarding and
That depends.
get them here and to be officially, more involved with the community.
There's a couple people I'd like to knock out.
Wow.
Luca, you want to do your onboarding after this? Let's do that.
No, but for real, if any of you guys know anybody that hasn't got their onboarding done, I'm normally hanging out for hours during the day while I'm working. So just tell your friends, just if they see me on, just come on down and knock it out for me.
Hell yeah. All right, Mafia rolls.
Cover the Mafia stuff? Yeah.
Can man, Hobo, I know you want to talk about this so bad. I would love an explanation just from somebody who led the charge on this. Epsy, can you take a little bit of this?
I don't know what to say.
All right. We'll give it to Halo. All right. I'm gonna chime in though, because I'm excited.
Sure. No, I'm pretty excited. Epsy, you played a role, man. But the core component, the most important piece of this is the entire community played a role.
That was the Godfather. This is the most important piece.
Yeah, well, let's pause there. Can you come up with an abbreviation for that since you're not VP anymore? Are you going to be the GF?
I'm going to be the Godfather. I'm going to be the GF, yeah. I'm going to be a girlfriend.
He's gonna be the GM.
I'm the side chick.
We're not the side chick. There's no side chick.
So if you guys haven't seen, we have write-ups for every
Changing that now.
We have, really not the prettiest, but I made a PDF so at least we can understand what the structure is. At the top, you've got the council. Underneath it, what were divisions? You now have families. So like Call of Duty family with the firemen, or Call of Duty Dawn. Underneath that, you have outfits. So this is like a crossplay, or maybe if it's a PC only and a console only, a split outfit heads. Underneath this, you have districts. That is your east side and west side districts, or Eastern Hemisphere, Western Hemisphere. I know most folks don't know what the Eastern or Western Hemispheres are. That's fine. Just know Americans, Canadians, North and South America, we're in East, and Europe, you guys are West side. So
stay in your own district if you know what's good for you, so you'll be sleeping with the fishes.
I'll turn it over to you, man. Go ahead, Ben.
Oh man, so obviously Army and Mafia, it came down to it, right? Both great choices, right? There's pluses and minuses to all of this, right? And people have Hollywooded the crap out of Army ranks, right? But here is a good point, right? Everybody and their brother is using military ranks for their community, right? Dare to be different, right? We got the Mafia ranks going. Comedy Gold opportunity in front of us. We could be so successful if we are taking the time to write. I can't wait to write my very first Mafia award. There's going to be a ton. So structure wise, we put in the leadership meeting chat the structure of how it's going to look, right? What the equivalents were, and it's a pretty similar structure. There's going to be some hills we have to climb for it, but I'm super excited for Mafia ranks. And we're going to have fun with it. My advice to everybody is embrace it. Embrace it and make it fun, and it will grow here. So that's what I got for that. Website update we already kind of went over. Discord updates, Squared?
So we're still working on getting through all of these 500 suggestions that we have. But one of the most recent suggestions was that we actually make the channels for all of like the general things instead of them being channels, forums, and then you could pick whether or not you want to follow it. So like if you are a heartless person and could care less about pets, you wouldn't have to follow that channel. If you don't want to see Vet's face, you don't have to follow selfies.
Ooh.
So
follow that channel.
That way you can kind of control what you see and what you don't see, but still, and it would just collapse it more, so it wouldn't be as crazy as it is right now. So we're working on that for the Discord, and then also working on figuring out what the best way is as far as so we can have roles like for all of our games and for the games that a lot of people want, like Among Us and Fall Guys and Halo and potentially some sort of like tabletop role and all those different roles, trying to figure out the best way so that people can assign those to themselves. So if you want it, you can have it. So we're still in the working stages of that, but just trying to get Discord more streamlined and cleaned up and make it so that everyone can see what they need to see and hopefully aren't losing channels all the time.
One thing with that, Squared.
Did we miss an item on the agenda? Did we miss the rankings discussion? Points and all? Okay.
Yep. That was skipped.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
okay.
My bad.
No, you're good, man. This is one I really want to talk about. Epsi and I had kind of a I've talked to 2 or 3 people one-on-one. I think pretty much table stakes, you're gonna get points toward promotions and ranks and all these things for attending practices, and that's great. But I wonder if we stop there or we don't, right? I'm certainly people could abuse the Me6 system, and but I think Me6 level, being active on Discord is one way to measure it. Going to community events is another way to measure it. We don't have to solve it tonight, but I'd like to start brainstorming and getting some feedback from folks here tonight. What all do you think should contribute to your, let's call it points, to increase rank, right? We just want to recognize our members for being active contributors in the community. So what do y'all think?
Halo?
Yeah.
If I can comment. So, when Vet was, he has a lot of responsibility in the old days, and he does now. But we had discussed when we started a new year, kind of like a new season for Destiny, we set goals for both the comp PvP squads, the comp PvE, and general goals. Those goals were set out to the squads and squad leader and the squads as challenges throughout, and we tracked their progress. We, you said it has to be moderated, can't be abused, but those are some other additional areas to get the points. If the PvE squad, the high-level PvE squad, does the master clear within a certain period of weeks or whatever, that should be worth something. Maybe not a lot, but something, right? Those are the things that I think would help at least our division.
You think that's points toward a rank and not like a medal or a badge or something like that?
Maybe both. And some things are more points towards rank. We can talk about which activities lean towards that concept and which activities lean towards medals and awards. I mean, I think it's a little bit of both. But it has to fit what our vision is, right?
Anybody else have thoughts?
I would say, like, kind of like going from Neuro's perspective. I kind of like where he was going with that, but I kind of put it in the same aspect as like how when we used to have optional practices to where they would get extra points for those. Just kind of feeding off his idea towards.
Yeah.
Anyway, food for thought. More, we got to unpack that later, but it's just a general thought starter. Because there's some really hard achievements within the Destiny community. They track them within they're called triumphs often, and some of them are really, really, really hard. And it shows a commitment. And the rule that laid down, not that is a rule mongering guy, but he said to encourage the play, but you have to get the achievement with your team members. Even if it's not the same squad, you have to be somebody from Omni. Somebody from Omni would have to be all in on it. Like, you can't do the raid with 3 LFG, people from, somewhere else. You had to do the achievement with the Omni team. Go flawless in trials with the Omni team. That was the whole point, was to build that bond and to promote that activity. So more to come, all good ideas, but I just wanted to let that out there.
So we do have a few things via chat also. So Mystic said rank equals time, and then trophy/badges would be equal to their engagement. And Sparks agreed with him, and so did some other people, I think.
I have questions.
Go ahead, Epsi.
Yeah, so when we're looking at the rank structure, like, holistically and looking at accumulating points, what is the bare basic, like, end goal of that? Are we just tracking attendance? Are we just tracking achievement? Like, what is the base purpose of this? And then once we establish that, then how do we influence it?
The base purpose of ranks?
Yeah.
Yeah, just certainly we want to encourage activity. I think ranks are a good way to recognize people who have been active and contributing members for whatever duration of time. And in addition to that, of course, some types of activities, like if you're a Don or whatever, there's a rank given, because that role is not an easy one. It's going to demand a lot of your time in ways that are not as measurable as a practice, right? So we give that. I support giving these ranks for these positions, but overall, for all of the members of Omni, they should be able to increase their rank. I kind of don't think we need to put that hard cap of, you can't be an officer if you don't, hold a position. I don't see any reason why points can't go to the max. It's just something we want people to earn and enjoy. And again, if they don't like it, then have to look at their profile on the website or whatever.
I gotta get Sunshiny Orc. She's been raising her hand for a while. I gotta get her up here.
Okay.
1 second, let me find her.
Fireman, are you there now?
I can invite to speak. 1 second.
I don't know how.
Fireman?
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
That's fine.
Hello.
Heyo.
So I just have some ideas about the rank and like stuff, and I can't really type, so I was just gonna say it. So basically, I feel like maybe they should be like, if we had like goals, if you had like goals like such as like play this many hours in like, I don't know, or show up to this many practices, and then also I feel like another thing should be based on like, do you guys have like a donation thing set up?
We do not currently accept any donations.
Okay.
I don't
That
want
was
people to be able to buy rank outright. Like it
Yeah.
should be earned.
Yeah.
Why? How much you looking to spend? I'm just saying.
No, I was just wondering. But like, I feel like time is like a big thing. Of like, but also like what your time is like put towards. Like, if you're in events, and if you're like, for example, the stream on 4th of July to help out the charity, I feel like that would be weighted more than like a practice.
Sure.
Like value-wise, because it's helping not just the community but other people in the world, you know. And so I just feel like it would have to like take into account like who's it affecting, and like what is how many people it affects, what are you doing, and how much time you put into it. I feel like those should be considerations on like how it should be ranked.
I like that a lot. You know how like a game will do double XP weekend? We can say, hey, the charity stream, it's double practice points. Help raise some money for a charity.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So Niami, aka Yunjin, wants to speak, and I can't be responsible for his words.
And Sparks, that's even more
Oh god.
Well, thanks for jumping up, Sunshiny. I appreciate the feedback. We're gonna move back and then bring the next speaker up, if that's all right.
Thank
Boy.
you for your time.
Thank you.
Hey, hold on, everybody, for a second. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, fireman, can you try and say something?
Can't hear him if he's talking.
Oh,
Yeah, so fireman has tried talking, and evidently we all just keep talking over him. So I wanted to make sure it wasn't.
I can't hear you, buddy. Yeah, join and leave.
He's done that like 8 times.
Oh.
Oh,
I
really?
can't hear you. I'm sorry.
It's because the western part of Michigan has been censored for their internet connection. That's why.
Oh, you guys are
eastern
both
part of
from Michigan. Oh man,
Yeah, us Detroiters.
I'm feeling crowded in here.
Organized crime. The real origin of organized crime in the Midwest is Detroit. You know, I'm just gonna say that. So.
Amazing. Well, let's keep it brief because we do have a couple other topics, but I'm going to bring Nami up real quick. I'm sorry, Farnan, you're having some troubles. Hey,
Yeah,
Nami.
I've just got
Oh
just got one thing to say.
Just don't
I
say
feel like, given my work in Dragonvale, I believe I should have a division of my own.
Right on.
What's
Yeah,
Dragon
you're
Veil
Still got
again?
trial complaint.
What's that?
I keep the balance in the world by breeding and taming mythical dragons. That's a 24/7, 365 job that I have to keep in order to keep you guys safe. I feel like I deserve to be recognized for that.
We recognize your accomplishments.
That's all I had
Great
to
job.
say. Thank you.
Great job. You're doing great things for this country.
Okay.
Be ready to be on for trial, Eugen. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I'm going to be really quick. I'm just kind of piggybacking off of like that 4th of July charity event. Regarding like a medal or a trophy, maybe like a one-time kind of medal, like you did the 4th of July charity stream 2023 with a special kind of design to kind of incentivize further participation in future events. Just something like you can't get it unless you were there that day.
I love that. I used to do that.
That's
I do
good
that in
idea.
the military, like campaign ribbons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
they
also flirted with the idea of badges being worth points and points being worth promotions. You know, obviously, if you have something like a campaign badge, or you have a world record for Destiny First Raid or something like that, I obviously you get some medals for that. You get some accomplishments, right? And then those translate to points and translate to ranks. Not quite positive that that'll happen or anything like that, but I'm still playing with the idea. I like it. That's how they do it in the real military. You know, you get an Army Achievement Medal, you get a you know, whatever ribbon, and those translate to points. And then when you go for your board, you say I have these many points based on these accomplishments, right? So we got the shirts conversation coming, but these are just theories, guys.
Yeah,
we're still working on it.
Yeah, I love that, Sparks. Like, I think we will definitely have the graphics folks come up with certainly an image, but maybe the whole concept of a specific ribbon to an event. I mean, I love that, so we'll certainly consider that.
Awesome.
Yeah, we are working on getting stickers and shirts and things like that of that nature. Working on going through those, so those are in the works. It's still a process. We're not
Just make sure I get one that says I hate the Astros.
those will not be made,
yes!
so
Oh my god, I can't believe you just.
there
went
might be
there, bro.
little hidden like Astros things on all of the shirts and all the merchandise. You'll just have to find it.
I was at the store today
Thanks, Mark.
and I saw an Astros shirt and I purposely didn't buy it.
You're gonna need it for your stream.
Maybe, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
So, that Halo and the OG crew, something Halo said a while back, we're discussing, what do ranks mean? One of the best examples of what it does for us is when you see as an OG member, you see somebody with a higher rank, it's a good indicator. You can ask them about questions about how we work, how to do things. You don't always have to go up to COC for every minor thing. How games work, how games play. It's a good indication for newer people to ask, who to go ask questions to. Not that you can't ask everyone. It's what a lot of organizations use rank for. Martial arts schools, those belts aren't just pretty colors. They don't mean you're like Bruce Lee, but it's basically for the new people to say that I can go ask that person something. And you know, Halo, you mentioned that a couple times. That for me, that's one of the most useful things about the ranking system within Omni is that newer people, when everyone's COC's not around, they know who to go to.
That's a good point.
Love that.
We want to
Is
get
that
more
it for
into this,
Gibson?
but we gotta move on. We got a ton to do in this meeting.
Let's see. We finished the social media update.
I think that's
Yeah, you can keep going.
And do we have Fireman? I invited you to speak. You want to try it one more time?
Is he even in here? There he is. He came in and left.
Ooh. How many clicks, buddy? Can you?
There he is.
Let's try. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, all right. I just gotta join 12 times. That's the secret.
Well, we're at your part, man. You want to give us an update on the Call of Duty family?
Perfect. Absolutely. Like our entire organization, the Call of Duty family is growing incredibly fast. We just opened up our 9th squad this morning, and we are looking to open 2 more probably by next practice. We've got a lot of members and a lot of active members. Our attendance has been, I would say it's pretty much excellent. We've had a few people miss, but the big thing is we've had very, very few unexcused absences. So all of our members, if they're unable to attend, they've been reaching out, which has been awesome. Definitely helps us organize practice and know who's going to be there. We are looking to promote 2 bosses to the Call of Duty family, one for the East and one for the West. That should be done by tomorrow. I've done interviews with a few people. We had 4 people apply for each one. A lot of good candidates, and excited to be able to promote 2 people into those positions. Our Call of Duty Discord section has been very, very active, which I love to see. A lot of good information is being shared on the COD General page, and a lot of people are using the LFG section to find people to play with outside of practices. Recruiting has been amazing. Obviously, we had a good chunk come from other organizations, but recently, all of my members that have joined have been from Reddit and Facebook. So I know that Dreadshard, Enemy, Shadow, there's quite a few people that have been posting on Reddit and Facebook. It's definitely working. So I appreciate that, and looking forward to continue to grow. That's basically the rundown. Obviously, thanks to everyone for being here and showing up to practices. Everyone seems to be having a great time, and everyone's loving it. We get a lot of compliments from squad staff all the way up to Hobo. Everyone is really liking the transparency in the organization. Just a lot of things are going very well. Very excited for the future.
All said. Neuro, do you want to give us an update for the Destiny family?
Sure. We're growing as well, so we got a lot of returning members for sure, and we're getting a lot of attention from people who are not returning members that are brand new to us. We're doing the onboarding. We also have awareness of there are people who are primarily Call of Duty people, and we're not poaching Fireman's whole crew. They also want to play Destiny, so we're really trying to lean into the flexibility of they might want to play Destiny every week, maybe once every 2 weeks, or certain events. So we're getting some of that interest as well. So we're getting organized. We got our leadership roles defined, and we're trying to work into the difference between a comp squad, kind of a regular squad, and a casual squad. So we're making lots of progress. It's moving in the right direction. Can't wait for the website to be up, because we have, practice guides, we have different PvE, PvP guides, we have stuff to publish and populate, and for the website to be meaningful, to really be relevant on a, if not daily, weekly basis. So we're moving in the right direction.
That's awesome. Okay, well said. H, do you want to help me cover Overwatch?
Still going strong. We've been getting some new faces in there. Everything's going well. I've had a couple people reach out to me in regards to stepping up as staff for one of the second squads. So I'm working on tomorrow. Hopefully getting at least a squad capo in place. And then going from there. And then I know First Bat, I don't know if you want me to continue. I know secondhand First Bat stuff.
I think I can cover the East. So, there's one PC squad, and they're playing together. They're having fun, but quite honestly, they're all there because they don't have what they want, which is our Expeditionary Division, which no longer Expeditionary. Hopefully, you guys like the title Frontier Family, but they're eager to get into new games, Halo, whatever it is, right? And so we do have a lot of people kind of in holding positions in these types of squads. So I think our PC Overwatch squad is going to move to the Frontier family. On the other hand, we've got 2 console squads on the East District. That's just awesome. One of them would like to make a competitive team in the CGL and start competing for Omni Gaming. Really brought up some interesting discussions about how can we do tryouts? Like, I don't necessarily want all these people to join Omni, but if I want to get 20 people in here and do tryouts, and maybe 3 of them are buttheads and we tell them not to join, or 5 of them aren't skilled enough for a competitive team, but we maybe defer them to join for another squad, like how that would work. So they've been provoking some interesting conversations about how we need to handle stuff as an organization. Certainly once we get an Overwatch leader in place, they can help kind of navigate those conversations and make sure the community is involved. But yeah, I'd say Overwatch is growing. We've got new faces and old, so it's doing well. What's next on the list?
Frontier. Okay,
we saved the best for last. I know we've had I did a lot of interviews. I'll give you guys some background before we announce the new leader for the Frontier family. We are going to maybe talk about the process. So lots and lots of interviews. We interviewed every single person who applied for the position. Made sure they had a fair conversation, and goodness, it was a very difficult discussion because there were so many very qualified, very able candidates. And I think for those who don't get it, they're going to be in leadership positions in other places. Those interviews highlighted how much of a talent pool that we have and how we need to really lean on some of these folks to help lead and drive our organization forward. So we had a lot of people interview, and we just didn't have like Neuro and Fire and H, myself, Vet. We couldn't get everyone to interview all of the people. So what we did was we recorded the interviews on unlisted. It's not going to be public. You guys won't get to see the interviews, unfortunately, but we put it in a channel where at least the 4 or 5 of us, we could watch it and all give our feedback, all be as transparent as we can at the leadership level to make sure all candidates got a fair shake. Brought our top 3 back for second round interviews today and yesterday, and made a decision. So Vet, you think we invite our new Don of the Frontier family up on stage?
I think so. And just to really drive home what Halo said, we could have thrown a dart at the list of applicants, and we could have found an amazing BGC. We had no bad applications, none. Man, it was a tough choice. A couple of you guys, like, heart goes out to you. Just amazing interviews, amazing people to talk to. I learned from the interview. I felt like I left the interview with better leadership skills just hearing from you guys. But yeah, Xylo Firefox distinguished himself, man. He set himself aside with the other applicants, and he came with a creative way of thinking. We really like what he had to say. Really like what all of them had to say. But who's going to lead this thing? Xylo's going to lead it. That's the question everybody's asking. So, Xylo.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And hello, everyone. For those of you who do not know who I am, I'm Xylo Firefox. I'm a neighborhood fox guy. I have a good bit of experience working with communities and trying to build teams from the bottom up to really kind of source and figure out, the directions that teams and divisions need to go. I have a little bit of history with TG and working with almost everyone here on this stage. And there's a lot of people here and names here that I'm familiar with, and I'm excited to work with all of you to make the Frontier family the best that it can be.
Gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
I don't think we can overemphasize how brilliant the other candidates were. I mean, almost every single one of them gave us ideas that we are going to put into use in the Frontier family. Sorry, I interrupted somebody.
No, there's just in the Destiny division, or the Destiny family, there was a formal complaint lodged that you're now stealing Xylo from us. We thought we were. We don't know even how to take this.
Psych!
This is like unparalleled. Congratulations, Xylo.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You still will play with us, of course.
Of course.
He'll come visit. I'm sure he will. Destiny's an addiction, similar to heroin.
Yeah.
So, Xylo, there's a ton to get started on. Do you want to say anything other than thank you? Do you wanna share some of your insight to what you hope happens like in the next week? How you're gonna get started?
So initially, I want to kind of touch base with people, particularly those who are kind of in a standby phase and are really looking for a landing pad for the games that they're looking to push forward and be a part of, and kind of get an idea of how they're hoping to see the family structure up for them, how it can benefit them, and how that can be processed in a generalized way. So anybody here who has a game that they're really excited about, has a huge passion for, I'm hoping that you'll reach out to me and we can start having conversations on how we're going to approach to get those games moving forward. And that's going to be a big part of the first steps that I take. I think that there's a lot of, this is a big experiment that we're taking part in. It's going to take a lot of crowdsourcing and perspective from everyone in the community to make this the best that it can be. And I've got a general idea, and I've got goals that I want to reach and step towards, but I want to make sure that those are in parity with what the community is looking for. So there's going to be a lot of conversations that are going to be being had throughout the first week. Other than that, I just want to say thanks to everybody, and I hope that I do everyone proud.
Big boots to fill. Lots of expectations. Xylo, we're happy to have you with us, man. Thanks for devoting your time. Every staff position here is obviously it's a volunteer basis. Hobo, if you're good and everybody else is good, I'd like to move on to some events.
We you skipped number 12, you silly goose.
Did I? Oh.
Yeah.
I skipped number 12. I did.
So we definitely, I don't know what our official number of boosts is. I think it's 19 different people. But we want to thank all of you for supporting us and boosting our server, especially our new boosts since last week: Alpha Wolf, Beatlemania, Bio, Neuromancer, Vane, Only Zafrag, Sparks, and Wolfie. And to those of you who have not taken away the boost from our server and are still boosting us: Nuka, Typical Vet, DX, Premise Rules, It Sprinkles, Chester's, Shroomage, Bud Zeus, Valorous, Cygnus, and Osnick. Thank you guys. We definitely appreciate all of the assistance that you have done for our Discord. Now you can take it, Vet.
So we're gonna stream on the 4th of July. I've talked to the streamers that are coming up. We have an amazing lineup. We're gonna be starting. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll nail down a time and I'll give you guys the stream lineup in an announcement no later than tomorrow. But come out on the 4th of July. So those of you that have seen me stream before have came and chatted with me on a little thing called Change My Mind, which is where I take a controversial stance on a topic, and then I invite you guys up to change my mind. We will have an official scorekeeper there, so come and beat me if you can. But I make pretty good points, and I've done my research, so better come to play if you're coming up to argue with me. We're also going to do a Would You Rather round, just to kind of keep the conversation going. I'm planning on streaming for at least 2 hours. We're going to have Hero Story Time, Change My Mind, and Would You Rather. It'll be a just chatting for the entire time. Hoping to make some money for this charity. This charity is a great cause. I talked about it in the last one, and I can't say it enough. It's a charity that hits close to home for me. It's right up the street. I've seen them in action. And everybody there is an unpaid employee, and they've just got a heart of gold. It's a veterans charity, so I will announce times and milestones. So what are milestones? So I'll give you an example. For every $100 donated to this charity, I might do something ridiculous. And if we get to $500, there might be something even more ridiculous. We get to $1,000, there might be something extremely ridiculous going on. We will talk about those milestones and what the number value of them is worth. And I'll put that in writing. I don't want to say it on stream. I mean, I will, but I'll put that in writing so that I can't go back on it. But I'm still assigning number values to everything. So. Is there anything that y'all want to see in the 4th of July stream?
Or anything you don't want to see?
Can't say me. You're going to see me.
Dang it, Vet.
So, Vet, we did have a number of requests from our division about, we have in the past like the change my mind topics that have been actually pretty popular.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I hope you guys came to play because there's 20 of them.
Oh my god.
So we did some research for this one. There are 20 subjects that we're going to talk about. So.
Oh my.
Ooh, that damn sniper. Squared. I think we found a milestone.
So I cannot do that. So I cannot physically do that. So.
So the time starting on July 4th will be sometime around noon Eastern, I think is what we settled on. But I will have that in writing to make sure that it's official, and it'll be in the announcements. So don't quote me on it, but it should be sometime around that time so that everybody can participate.
I'm looking for. I got a few people signed up, but I'd like to get a good 10 stack on voice for Among Us. My stream starts at 6. So
Eastern.
I know I've played with a lot of you guys, but if you're an Among Us fan, you know how to play on voice. We are looking to get 10 locked in.
Yep.
At 6 p.m. Eastern.
I'm starting at 4 p.m. Eastern, and I need people to argue with me. So I don't quite need 10, but I need 10. I need 100. I need 1,000 people to argue with me, because somebody's going to be keeping score, and you got to beat the vet. So
I'm keeping score, right?
If you want to. I need an unbiased observer, and I don't know. And I'm seeing my tag here now. Typical veteran girlfriend.
I love it. It makes me.
It's Godfather. It's masculine. All right. That's all I got.
I got one more piece of feedback I need from the group. So I'm thinking that the community team, given how important they are, we rename from community team. There's 2 terms that we didn't use in the Mafia, and it's because the ranks and positions and stuff that I want to use there. How do you feel about Squared as the arbiter and her team consigliaries?
Certainly thematic.
All about it.
Sorry, Nero.
No, it's certainly thematic. Channeling the John Wick franchise for sure, which is never a bad thing.
Fireman, I saw you unmuted. Did you have something you were trying to add?
It's like he's trying to talk, but yet it's not coming through. I see his light blink up green, then stop.
That sucks. I don't know what's going on.
All right. Well, we got 5 minutes. Anybody have any other topics we need to run through?
I got nothing. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything.
All right, you called it a concierge. Do you think they work at a hotel, man? I don't want to hear it.
Concierge.
Oh my god.
I mean, if you guys want to work at concierge and you want to book travel and events for me, go right for it. I appreciate that. Fireman wants to know if we are keeping recruit or are they now associates?
I think they should be Fall Guys. They should be Fall Guys or Patsies. Until they've done their onboarding, they're Fall Guys or Patsies. You changed my mind.
They are not going to be Patsies. And I don't know about them being Fall Guys either.
Peek put in the chat that I'm on at 4. I'm not. I'm still at work. Vet's at 4. I'm at 6.
Yeah, you and Vet switched that last night. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
we swapped
updated
it up.
everywhere.
I'll update it with you, Peek.
Yeah, I'm not taking the 4th of July off. I work at a health system, and we don't do holidays, so I'll be working.
Peasants. We'll think of I really want the Fall Guy rank. I do. Man. Snitches. Oh yeah, I love snitches. Yeah, like snitches is a good
well, we
one.
just need to know what to put for the names once they go through the onboarding. What are we putting? I mean, if they're associates, we got to come up with a different abbreviation than the first 3 letters.
Get an ass.
I'm not putting that everyone's an ass. Sorry.
Welcome, OG Vane ass.
New people will join our server and be like, wow, these people must hate each other.
Why do I see everybody with ass in front of their name?
Oh,
Oh, conciliary? Is that how you say it?
conciliary.
Snitches looks good. Yeah. I don't know.
Nice guy. I like that.
Jabronis. Wise guys, yeah. That'd be a good one. There's all types of good. Man, we could, like I said, man, embrace the comedy of this. Everybody should embrace this. Go home and watch The Godfather 10 times.
I smell jabronis too, Val.
All right. That's it for me, guys. I got nothing else. Anybody else?
I just want to say thanks to the founders. I know that we have official titles now for you guys, but
I'm the girlfriend.
For the time that you guys have spent, the intensity in a short period of time to put it all together, plus the heart and soul. Thanks. From the Destiny division, everyone expresses their gratitude. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
But don't forget to include yourself, man. You were what, 3 days into this server?
I'm a servant to the Empire, sir. My family originated from Sicily, and we don't forget that, okay? We go way back.
Kiss the ring, Neuro. Kiss the ring.
There you go.
All right, well, I'm going to get some food before practice. But,
Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.
Thanks. See ya.